Today's Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. Who here has got their dad what they need for Father's Day? Yeah, either you're an overachiever, you're lying, or telling the truth you haven't actually done it yet. Well, Manscaped here to make it a little bit easier for you. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code Cowboys. Now, this is the Lawnmower 4.0. Might be a weird gift for your dad, but the Beard Hedger, the Weed Whacker 2.0, could be perfect. More on them later on in today's show, but first, a super chat to begin today's mailbag. Jourdan Ramirez, who are some of your way too early Cowboys draft targets for next year's draft? It's a great question. I would assume the Cowboys will once again be drafting somewhere in the mid to late, maybe more late 20s, somewhere in that range, as they've been when their quarterback's been healthy for many of the past years. Even dating back to Tony Romo. So your big names, your Caleb Williamses, your Joe Alts from Notre Dame, the tackle, your Olufashinu's OT from Penn State. You know, those guys aren't going to be there. Could a wide receiver, if maybe Mike Abuka falls to you? Out of Ohio State, might be asking too much there. Is there a corner that emerges? I think the top guys who will end up being on the board for you that makes sense, probably guys we're not talking about that much at the current phase. Maybe there's a guard. I think the Kansas State guard, Cooper Beebe, is probably a bit too early for round one, but those are names to start thinking about there. So Cowboys fans, don't worry too much about the draft right now. Roger Moore. Romo used to make scrubs great. It's about Terrence Williams to an extent. Laurent Robinson stands out. Kevin Ogletree. Can't we say the same things? And Miles Austin had a great peak and then kind of tapered off pretty quickly. Can't we say the same things about guys like Cedric Wilson? Like, Cedric Wilson did nothing in Miami. He did nothing. Is Noah Brown going to do anything in Houston? I think Dalton Schultz with Dak, without Dak, now maybe Stroud can be an elevator too, is maybe not the best results from that perspective. So I think there actually are examples of Romo did the same thing, but Dak and other quarterbacks getting more out of their playmakers too. Speaking of the Cowboys in general, question for you. How many years have you been a Dallas Cowboys fan? This will be today's pinned comment. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, head down to the comment section, let me know. By the way, your entire life, forever, also perfectly valid answers. So head down there, let me know. How many years have you been a fan of the Dallas Cowboys? The Lunatic, more likely cut, Jourdan Lewis or Dorance Armstrong? I think I'd lean towards Jourdan Lewis. Because there is the possibility that one of your younger guys, you have three young players, Eric Scott, Nashawn Wright, Kelders plus some UDFAs. If any of those guys really impress and they take a breakout camp, maybe then Lewis is more easily expendable than like having two UDFAs and Tyrus Reed, Terrell Johnson, who could make Armstrong expendable. So if I had to guess, I think both guys stay. I think Lewis is more likely, though. Brokov. Should the Cowboys sign Alex McGough since he was drafted by Schottenheimer? That is the former FAU quarterback. It is pronounced McGough, by the way, not McGough or McGough or whatever. He was part of the regime, Schottenheimer was. Wouldn't say he drafted him. Also, he's bad. So if you want to bring him in as your fourth quarterback, sure, that's fine. But I wouldn't presume to think that, like, I didn't like Alex McGough at all coming out. I think that was bore out by what he's done in the NFL. I would look somewhere else. Maybe a roster cut down time for somebody. From Falcon00, Fleming or Risner as a free agent. Not sexy picks to help the O-line as an FA signing. I would look towards Risner first. I actually feel pretty solidly about your tackle depth for what depth is in the NFL. Between Matt Waletzko, between Austin Richards, I don't think you need a tackle necessarily. I'm a little bit more worried about your guard room and your center room, because I think Matt Fournette can be your center guard hybrid. Do we trust Josh Ball, Chuma Adoga, TJ Bass? I'm not so sure. So of the two, I would say pretty confidently I would rather have Dalton Risner on this team as opposed to Cam Fleming. Today's Cowboys Report is made possible by Manscaped. If you haven't got a Father's Day gift left, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are here to give you the perfect something for that. That could be the Lawnmower 4.0. They can save the day with the total package with the performance package. Maybe your dad's got a bit of excess hair up here. The beard hedger makes some sense to help keep that beard nice and tight. Maybe it is some excess nose or ear hair. The Weed Whacker is the perfect gift. Weed Whacker 2.0, I should say. Get him the most comfortable boxers known to mankind as part of the performance package there. If you're a little bit uncomfortable giving your dad the below-the-waist grooming stuff, I get that. Maybe you don't have that relationship with him. Hey, the beard hedger is absolutely perfect. Or maybe you yourself want to be a daddy this Father's Day. If so, get the performance package, the Lawnmower 4.0, the perfect gifts for your dad, a loved one this Father's Day. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with promo code Cowboys. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with promo code Cowboys. Your dad something actually useful this Father's Day with Manscaped. Links in the comments section and in the description of today's show. Jeremy chugs his burner. Tom, what's the worst thing you would do if it meant the Cowboys win a Super Bowl? There are many bad things that I would do. Within reason, of course. Don't go, ooh, I'm not doing that shit, Jeremy. Remember that? I never had to do the ranch ice cream or any of those disgusting ice creams. Happily eat an entire gallon of that stuff. I would do a lot of physical things to myself that are gross and disgusting and painful. Not like that. Quit being weird, Jeremy. It's been a long time, all right? I would do it. Brandon J., would you have interest in La'el Collins if he's cut? I think that's something the organization would do. That race might have been run already for Collins and the Cowboys. Couple big issues here. Health. He shredded his knee. It's come out it was not just a torn ACL, it was ACL, MCL, and PCL. So he says he'll be back for week 1. I don't know about that one there, Jim. There's also this part. The Cowboys did not think he could play left guard anymore. They thought the hip was too big of a problem. That's why they cut him instead of playing him at left guard. They were mad over the way he handled some of the suspension stuff, etc. I think in reality, the hip injury, there were two routes here. Was the hip injury why he was out of shape for camp that one year and got hurt? Or was he out of shape and that's why the hip injury happened? There's been some dispute on that front there. I think that race has been run. If you need a right tackle, maybe he makes some more sense, but I would be worried he's going to be healthy enough come week 1 that would even make sense for Dallas. Cowboy for life. Rank these running back options. I'm going to assume all. I'm looking at the names here. I'm assuming all cut because I'm not trading for a back. Henry, Mixon, Zeke, Cook, Fournette. All right, I would go Henry number 1. I think I'll go Dalvin Cook, a narrow 2 over Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's been a sub 4 yard per carry back for the last several years. Both Mixon and Cook are not their prime guys anymore. And then I think I actually might take Zeke over Fournette. There's tier break Henry, Mixon and Cook, Zeke and Fournette for me. When it comes to running backs in general, do the Cowboys need another running back? Sound off in the comments section for us. Why for yes they do, and for no they do not. Maybe they want to wait and see, but there is some uncertainty in that running back room and unprovenness, to say the least. Eddie Joe, which undrafted free agents will make the 53-man roster and which will make the practice squad? We did do a roster projection video, so I'll try to link that in the comments. It's on the channel. You can go search in the videos tab. I think Hunter Lipke's got a shot at the fullback hybrid player. I think TJ Bass, your guard, has a chance. Maybe Earl Bostic, but probably not at tight end. I think Tyrus Wheat, the edge rusher. Darrell Johnson, maybe less so. I did not have Isaiah Land on my list initially, but he's been getting some linebacking buzz, and I think Dan Quinn likes him a lot, so that's probably a decent thing to consider there too. I like Miles Brooks. I think Jalen Moreno-Cropper stands out, but he's kind of a slot only, but some of those names are obvious, borderline rosters and or practice squad guys for me. Speaking of Hunter Lipke, Jaron Killam, if he makes the team, how does he get used? Probably as a fullback. Probably as a, maybe H-back is the better term there. He'll be like, maybe honestly, kind of a hybrid role. Not quite full Kyle Juszczyk. He's not that good, but he needs to be better as a blocker in that area in particular. You're not going to give him actual Wildcat snaps like Taysom Hill. Stop trying to compare everyone to Taysom Hill, Jeremy. Some inline tight end as like the Sean McEwen role. That sixth offensive lineman fullback package, he just plays fullback. And given his size, he could be your short yardage back too. Now, I want to see how he's used because it is not often a UDFA comes in off the street and handles 3 or 4 roles for you. Plus, of course, he'd be a core special teamer. But that's a guy I'm going to watch at OTAs and camp in the preseason, of course, early this year. Now, we will have you covered through OTAs, camp, the preseason, and more. Subscribe right here for more Cowboys YouTube videos each and every single day. Free videos right here on the Cowboys Report. Chris B, Thursday night flexing approved gross. As we sit here live on Monday, the NFL in a rather narrow vote by their margins, 24-8 approved Thursday night flex football scheduling. Weeks 13 to 17, and it requires 28 days notice. I am worried about that because you're going to really put some players on and teams on tight turnarounds. The nice part is for Dallas, you might not have that many because you're normally going to have that Thursday night game already in that time frame. Martin, how's the draft and UDFAs looking at the dust has settled? I'd say pretty standard stuff for where they're. I haven't changed my opinions that much. I think Isaiah Land is going to get more linebacker run than edge. Maybe I had initially thought. So I think that stands out to me. I think Richards will probably get some tackle hybrid. We know that Fehoko is going to play some hybrid roles too. DT, defensive end. Solid but not sexy draft is the way I view it. From Christian Tate, how about Chase Young on the Cowboys? I mean, it's a fun idea, right? You get another pass rusher who could maybe be good again for you. Chase Young has been bad since his first year. Injury's a massive factor as to why. I doubt he ends up in Dallas via trade because the Commanders are not going to trade him to the Dallas Cowboys. If they trade him, it's probably at the deadline because he is bad. And in that scenario, well, the Commanders are bad. That's what I meant. So the Commanders are bad. They're trading him then to get picks. That means the Cowboys are good. They would not want to send one of their better players to the Commanders or to the Cowboys in order to make them better. They're not going to help you. So with a more realistic hint in mind, so not Mahomes, name a player who you would like to see the Dallas Cowboys trade for. Get in the comment section. Jeremy's very proud of that title that he made. Get in there. Sound off with a player who you want the Dallas Cowboys to trade for. Keep it somewhat realistic. No Mahomes, etc., but sound off right now. More trades from Daniel Moriarty. Diop and Simmons to Dallas in exchange for Dorance Armstrong, Jourdan Lewis, a 3rd and a 5th. I appreciate the creativity to throw DA and Lewis in there, save you some money, right? 3rd and a 5th. I could see both players getting dealt for maybe similar stuff. I don't know how much Dorance Armstrong, Jourdan Lewis help the Cardinals right now, right? Like, they move those guys because they're rebuilding. Well, you got vets on 1-year deal left. That's not going to carry a ton of value for Arizona. And I think they could get a 3rd or more for Simmons by himself. So, creative offer. I think Arizona would want more, though. NFC, Overshown, is he a linebacker or a pass rusher? I think he'll get some chances to blitz. But he's going to be much more of your typical off-ball linebacker than even the hybrid majority edge that Micah Parsons is. You know, you saw Anthony Barr last year still blitz sometimes straight up off the edge. I think a similar role is in mind for DeMarvion Overshown, but it will be much more off-ball linebacker than edge rusher reps. Full-time RV disc golfer. Who are your projected division winners and wild cards? I'll go NFC here off the top of my head. Cowboys win the division. Suck it, Chugs. Eagles, your number 1 wild card team. Probably ahead of the NFC South winner, which I'll go Saints in the NFC South. Not confident there. Niners. Lions? Kind of scare me there. I'll go Seahawks again. And as a wild card, I kind of need to get a new team in there. Did make the playoffs last year to keep things fresh, right? Otherwise, it's just more of the same. I kind of want to say Bears. It feels like I already did Giants. I was going to say Giants, But they already did it once, and I want to have a new team in there. Let's go Bears. I should say Giants, but I want changes. I'm gonna go Giants there in the end. If you have more questions, you can always DM me on social media at whatgoingdown. The DMs are open for that exact reason. If I don't respond, just give me some time. I'm probably playing with Olivia. So hit me up on Twitter at whatgoingdowny.